Welcome everybody and welcome to All In All United and welcome to the delayed review of our win against Brighton yesterday. And I mean, Nico, when we in this kind of situation or circumstance where we could settle, the nerves could simmer, probably we could watch the game over, you know, the review just take a different kind of flavor, because I mean you cool down, the emotions done going out the door already, wherever that water under the bridge,
Right.
we get the 3 points. That was the most important thing, you know. But then again, I really thought, and I think I mentioned it in one of the previous reviews, Nicole. At the end of the day, the 3 points at this stage in the campaign is what really matters. I mean, again, I want to see us play beautiful football. I want to see us blow teams out of the park, Nico. But we get a win, we could dust it off, we could try again for the next game. Talk to me.
Yeah. Same thing as you say, 3 points in the bag at this point most important. Yes, you want to see team play better. But however, I mean, I'll take the 3 points and run with it. I think Chelsea dropping points this weekend. Leicester dropping points this weekend was kind of important for us to get our 3 points. Most important and create that gap between second and third. I think we have a 4 point gap, which is technically you can say 2 games. So yeah, we're in a decent position, and it was good that we gotta take advantage of the slip up by Leicester and Chelsea this weekend.
Yeah, and interesting that you say that because in the past, that was always one of the issues that we had and not taking advantage when rivals or the teams around us slip up. And then when you looked at how the game started, we went 1-0 down. You would have thought, oh gosh, man, this was the opportunity to at least try to move away from Leicester. And we concede so early against a Brighton team that we know gave us a run for we money in the first fixture against them. And then knowing that it's hard to we just struggle to break down low blocks. So I mean, we didn't start good, but at the end of the day, we were able to see it through, get the 3 points, sorry, and we move in. I'm gonna just get some comments here, right?
Yeah.
Hey Peter, welcome man. Thanks for joining. Gregory, good night
Good
to you,
night.
buddy. David Curtin, thanks for joining, buddy. He's saying I vex we concede. Yeah. That
Yeah.
and we'll get on that.
Sean, everybody fantasy team too. So Menvex, we can see too.
Gregory saying we made a hard work of that. I'm telling you to win it in the 83rd or 84th minute or so.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, man, Ollie, we had to be stretching it so. Oh gosh, man. Yeah, our biggest issue last season never capitalized on rival slip-ups. That's correct. So and I think we did it a couple of times this season, and that's why we are where we at. So kudos to the team. That kind of persistence. I don't know if to say is never say die because I've still not seen that kind of attitude. But some players
But we
maybe.
coming back from 1 goal down. A lot for this season. I think it's about 25 points coming from a goal down.
Yeah.
Which is a lot.
Yeah. So Nicola, we get into the mix now. We're talking about starting lineups. Going into the game. No buy for a period of time because he would have contracted COVID when coming back from Ivory Coast. So I don't think I think he's still there. I don't know where the situation by. So Bayi go be out for at least 2, let me say 3 weeks to a month. With the whole quarantine protocols and wherever. And then now Martial pick up an injury with the France national team. So which I find is a little bit of a strange one because Deschamps said it was nothing serious, and he should be back playing within a couple of days, only to come and say, well, that is it for Martial's season. So I mean that's a kind of a weird one for me, but it is where it is. Talk to me about the team sheets.
Yeah, I think if you really take out you look at Fred and even McTominay, I think that would have been our strongest team. As you see that Marshall injured, or Henderson in the team. That was I'm not sure exactly what going on with De Gea if he's not fit. Man, we was with the Spain team. He didn't play with Spain. And then coming back, you see like Henderson. Henderson looking like he's the number one. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that, but he's looking like Henderson is number one. Maybe it is that Oli has given De Gea a bit more time for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe there's some more confidence in Henderson at the moment. I'm not sure. But again, when you see Henderson in the team, you don't really be worried now. They'll be like, all right, cool. So I guess outside of that, with Fred and Pogba in midfield, that you had a creative quality, but you had Fred, Pogba in midfield, and you had Bruno, which is something that we missed when Pogba was injured. And I think outside of the team more or less picked itself.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. Apart from, as you said, the areas on the pitch where you might highlight the goalkeeper, then who would have been the one partner in Pogba, and then the toss-up between whether it's Cavani or Martial. Apart from those, this was arguably our strongest 11 going out on the field today. So I don't really have an issue with it. I thought, as positive as I always try to be going into games, we saw this lineup. We know that this is the strongest we could have been. You was expecting a better performance.
Or better start.
Yeah, better. Yeah. Well, I thought to be fair, Nico, I thought for the first, we say 8 to 10 minutes, I thought we were positive that we started real strong. But for the game, the length of the game, I thought we don't dominate, as how you would want a Manchester United team to dominate against a Brighton team. I know we argue and I know we talk about how well these lower teams have been playing. And we argue and we talk about coaching and tactics and different things. But when you look at the individual quality we have on our team, you got to think that we should be able to play better now, boy. And I'm still struggling. I'm still struggling to understand why it is we go out and teams play better than us.
Yeah. Or even when he planned something, he doesn't. Yeah. There's no easy plan. We're going to utilize to break down teams now.
Yeah.
Sometimes we wonder, because at certain times I was wondering, where does goal going to come from?
Yeah.
Where does goal going to come from?
And the thing about it, Nico, is I find in terms of, how we try to, because Brighton didn't really threaten outside of the few handful of chances, which I think would give kudos to the defense. How we handle their threat. They tried to play counter. They got very fortunate with the goal. So that kind of changed the whole how the game would have been played. And I thought every time Brighton tried to break, we dealt with it very, very good. We won back the ball and we started our what we wanted to try to do. And I had to give the team credit for that. Brighton didn't see no kind of possession. They didn't see no kind of opportunities when they were trying to break. So we dealt with that real good. But I want to go and talk about the goal, Nico, because this is the thing that's setting us back. It happened against West Brom, that early goal, and it killed we off. It could have happened again yesterday, but for some moments of brilliance again. So before that, let me get some comments in here, right? Now, guys, just to let you all know, we're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. So if you know your Facebook getting problems or you can't log on Facebook, check me on YouTube, right? And don't forget to like and share as well. Thanks much. I'm gonna get some comments here. Gregory's saying it seems as if there's more of a composure with Henderson in goal. Yeah, I think we talk about that as well.
I think the defense more comfortable with that vocal Henderson.
But then, Nico, you feel I really don't want to call nothing on De Gea, but it surprised me that De Gea even went out on international duty and he played none of the games. So we're really going with De Gea, So maybe it's something that we had to take stock of too, and probably the loyalty. We might have to just, Henderson might probably be the better one. I mean, are you still in the middle?
Right.
David Curtin saying we need to put the fear of the Devils back into teams. Yes. Right now, teams coming and they don't fear nobody. They're licking the chops thinking, well, hey, yeah, we're gonna, we could get something here, Peter saying, right now, I think based on these gritty performances and getting results, it is good for both team and management. Why I said that, we are getting accustomed to winning by clawing our way back. And also it shows how fragile our team still is. And it's not a finished product by any stretch of the imagination. We cannot continue to concede and be on the back foot so early. We need to dominate and going into second half comfortable. We are struggling to gel as a unit, and I don't know why. Well said. Well said. Well said. Well said. Gregory saying Brighton is a team that loves to soak up pressure. They stay back just waiting. They sat back just waiting.
Yeah.
We went to sleep for that goal. Let me talk about our goal now, Nico. Now, people was blaming Pogba.
Right.
And yes, Pogba gave away the ball, but you and I well know that they had too much time after that giveaway or dispossession or turnover for me to blame Pogba. Yes, Pogba gave away the ball. Plenty people give away the ball. Plenty people lose possession. But it had many times, many instances in the game where players would have lost possession, but the rest of players, the defenders or the midfielders or whoever would have cleaned up the mess.
Right.
So I find it hard to accept that people blaming Pogba for our goal because the ball switched, the man had time on the ball, cross the ball in, and score. So how we could blame Pogba for that? I have an issue with that. Now, my thing, Nico, and we're going to talk about it as well, and guys, feel free to jump in with the comments. What going with Basaka? Talk to me, Nico.
Boy, most of my issues with Basaka, you say, yes, you have issues with him defensively. I don't have much issues with him defensively, to be honest. Yes, he would have slacked off for the goal. I think he has definitely has to take some blame for the goal. But my biggest concern with Basaka is going forward, and delivery in crossing from wide positions. And to me, that's supposed to be one of our weapons that we just do have. On Shauna's day, still, would try to, be that weapon on that side. But the quality of crossing from Wan-Bissaka again leaves much to be desired. Defensively, yes, yesterday for the goal, you should have done better. But for me, to be honest, overall, defensively, I don't have much of an issue with Bissaka.
Here, I'm telling you, right? My issue is not based on yesterday's game, because we saw even against RB Leipzig how many times Wan-Bissaka was caught sleeping.
But the one with RB Leipzig, the one with RB Leipzig, I don't think Greenwood's supposed to assist. Yes, we know he gets up. But Greenwood was supposed to assist. I didn't come back, so he was just overloaded more or less, and you saw it. And you saw it a few times in the season before that. But yes, positional wise, he's suspect at times. But defensively, I find he's still not bad defensively. But to me, going forward is my real issue.
But how much times, Nicole, we saw where Bissaka has been caught sleeping on the post and players coming in and scoring, and that affected me because that goal yesterday, Bissaka stand up there and he not taking time to look over his shoulder as a defender to see where the threat is, to even throw your body just to throw off the defender, the attacker, so that Welbeck doesn't have that free shot at goal. You know what I'm saying? So, and I saw it even the last time when we play Brighton, where March had loads of space over and it was Bissaka, and I starting to have an issue because if your main strength is your ability to defend or tackle, and you're messing up and costing us like that, because we know, as you say, you don't have much going forward, then you looking to get replaced. You understand?
I think he maybe need a better competition because I don't think they have any competition for him at the moment. If you're going to get that, that's another question. Because if they spend 50 million for him, you have to justify his position, right?
Hey Nigel, welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining. Saying good night, guys. Locked and listening. Thanks for that, buddy. Also, don't forget to like the video, right? We gonna appreciate it. Gregory saying it was a situation that we see, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Bissaka sleeping, and if it's not Bissaka, it's Lindelof. If it's not Lindelof, it's Maguire. If it's not Maguire, it's Shaw, and that's how we going. Hey Simeon, welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining. He's saying love the points. Like the subs but them fellas still have no consistency in breaking down teams. Too slow in build-ups and too reliant on Fred in defense. But all I find Fred was actually we ripped Fred to shreds last game and all. Yeah, we rip him. But I thought yesterday, I thought he said he do exactly what we said we wanted him to do, Nico.
Yeah, but last game against Leicester, he was in a mess.
Yeah, he was poor. But what I was saying, we always say, Fred, you don't have this in your locker. Fred, you don't have that in your locker. I guess win the ball back and play it off. And he do that. He do that yesterday. And I sit down and I say, well, if Fred could play like this more often than not, then McTominay had a question whether because you see the industry that Fred giving you, Fred Long's probably big, so I not see McTominay. If Fred on a good day do what he's supposed to do, stick within his limitations and play his game, then I don't see McTominay getting in that squad over Fred. I know you and Kurt all go disagree with me, but I think if Fred play his game simple, he could partner Pogba until we buy somebody better.
Until this summer.
Well, that's what I mean.
Hopefully,
hopefully
we have somebody.
Gregory's saying they here enjoying fatherhood. Fatherhood and 300 and how much £1,000 a week. Hey Jesus, welcome buddy. Saying glory, glory, Man United, Man U for life. Yeah. Bissaka one-on-one fair enough, but in serious defensive position he is lacking. Not sure if he was hoping Victor would have gotten it. That is exactly what I feel it is. And if Lilov didn't get it, well, he might have land on his lap and he might have just get a clear. But well, because is a predator. Peter saying Bissaka is comfortable and no one is challenging his position. Sometimes he looks real lazy and lethargic. He just run back casual. Nico, how much time we talk about that?
Yeah, plenty times.
Hey chef, welcome buddy. Thanks for joining me. Saying sometimes to me he always look relaxed. and probably that because he picked Shaw. He picked Shaw. Gregory saying Fosu-Mensah gone, Dalot on loan, so it barely anything to make.
But still, them two names couldn't challenge him either.
True. Peter saying Kevin, boy, I just see the man chewing gum and Molly focus on that. Hey, the apologies coming in, man. I want to apologize for Fred. I want an apology
for Fred. No, not at all. Not at all.
Gregory, the man deserved his slating for that Leicester game. But today yesterday he really went back to the drawing board. He said, hey, we're going on. Let me play simple. Let me play it easy. Let me play my game. And for that, we recognize him. Hey, Ion. Good night, buddy. Thanks for joining. Chef saying things like that remind me that these fellas are youths. Yeah. Fred Song Park. What's what I'm telling you? The man long big so.
Yeah.
We how we park the song there. But Fred had just like Park. Park didn't play every game, but Park came in and he do his thing when he could and he get a chance. I am saying the Saka does run back like okay, them fellas have it covered. True. Thanks for the comments, guys, and keep it coming.
But we still can't forget that Bissaka is the man that's still in his pocket for the entire game. But we want more consistency.
Yeah. Gregory saying, Reem, the amount of times you want blind for Martial, I want the same. I come out and I tell them fellas on them today, Gregory, I say, hey, we can't fight down Fred. Fred was mess against Leicester. We bash him. But today, we had an ease Fred because Fred played football yesterday. I don't know why I keep going back on. Anyway, talk to me, Nico. Game. Let me go in.
Yeah. First half again, we started brightly for the first 10 minutes and then we conceded. And after we conceded, for me, especially for the first half, I think Brighton was a better team. I wasn't seeing where the goal was coming from. Rashford, he suffered with injury. Or playing with an injury. That no proper service to Rashford. Our main threat will maybe show at times. He and all wasn't up to it. Bruno again wasn't up to it in the first half. I think in the first half we deserve to be down more or less. I don't think we played to be on top. Because I was watching, I was wondering, well, which team is United here? Because Brighton was knocking and passing that ball and moving, and I was like, nah, boy. But definitely, yes, as a United fan, you're always saying that at least if you get one goal, you're in it now. And for some reason, I felt like the guys, they believed that, if they get one goal, they would have been able to win it, and so said, so done. The mind is still again moments of brilliance, other than team play. I think it's really moments of brilliance that really pulling us through. That you're seeing a strategy to try to break down teams now. And then Brighton coming off some strong games. I think they were defensively strong for the last 3 games. I don't think they conceded or they come off with some real good results. So I think their confidence was high, and I think they thought that they would have been able to hold out with that one goal because we weren't creating anything. You were seeing that if a chance was to be created, would have had to be maybe something like that. Yeah, something a repetitive hat kind of thing, maybe a free kick a worldly from Bruno, something. But than that, you wasn't see where the goal was coming from. But in the end, we end up coming through, and 3 points most important.
And you could tell Nico that Brighton seemed comfortable to give us possession, allow us to move it around while they maintain the shape, and it would just be a matter of time they would have sealed the game because I thought they did that pretty well in the first half. They saw us out, and I mean, even though I thought, and I mentioned it earlier, that we were able to recover the ball from them in quick time. We didn't.
Second half.
No. Even in the first half as well. Even in the first half, when Brighton,
I find the first half we struggle with.
No. Hear him out, right? What I mean is, after we had, as you said, we started real good for about 10 minutes. Then the lapse in the back, and we conceded. So I thought at that point in time, game plans would have changed. So Brighton say, hey, we get this goal. We know this team not good in with attacking a low block. We know we have been solid defensively for the past couple weeks. So let me set up ourselves. Let me play counter. We know we have some quick players on the transition. Let me hold we shape. And we saw when United came and were trying stuff, they allowed us possession. But the point I'm making is, I thought even after the first goal we conceded, we started to apply some kind of pressure up it like that. Whether it's pressure we apply and Brighton couldn't handle it, or is they allowed us possession and they said, hey, we go just hold we shape. But the point I'm making is this: every time Brighton tried to come out with the counter, because that is the next side of a low block, your low block and counter.
Yeah.
Every time Brighton tried to come out with the counter, we won the ball back immediately and we started trying again. And that's the point I was making. That's what I was impressed with. They were not hitting we on the counter. We were struggling to get back the ball, and you know how some teams were running us ragged with one striker on top, and there we wondering what going on.
Right.
I got some comments in here. Gregory saying, "It's the Jekyll and Hyde thing. I just can't take with this United, honestly." Yeah, boy, God, it doesn't know which United gonna show up, and which one is the ugly or the bad one, Jekyll or Hyde? Because whichever is the ugly one, that's the one been showing up lately. I am saying Brighton was well organized. They didn't do too much, but it looked like nothing was going to happen for us, and I think that is exactly what Nico was saying. Kevin saying, agreed, Nico, moment of brilliance versus team players. Reem does say no passer. I don't know why you put that LOL there, Chef. Simeon saying Cavani's still waiting for that Bissaka cross.
Yeah, still.
As he should be. See why Marcel was never waiting in the box. Simeon, you make an interesting comment here, and I want to ask Olia to weigh in on this. Right? We have a number 9 issue in our club, right? Because if we've been fair across the board, then we had the same. Cavani didn't have a particularly good performance yesterday, right? He was not involved, right? Is it down to the player because we used to slate Martial for not moving, not working hard enough, but we had a number 9 on the field yesterday who does work hard enough, who does move a lot, and still he had a poor performance. So does our team play for a pure all-and-out number 9, or do we more play to suit a false 9? I want to hear all your opinions on this. Nick, I don't know if you want to weigh in as well.
Yeah, I think we don't play for number 9. I think we just play for like say for three forwards now. In terms of 2 wide forward and a center forward, but not a normal number 9 type of center forward.
Just stay in the box.
But yeah, no. I think the type of forwards we play, because even if you look at when Greenwood went to the middle, I think it's more that type of forward. Our style gravitates to, because at the end of the day, even if let me say Cavani is strong in the air, right? We don't have players who could cross the ball properly, right? So if you don't have players who cross the ball properly, and one of the main strengths of your center forward is in the air, then directly 50% of chances of his goals dried up right there, right? So then then it not working now. Then you want more forwards who would more run the channel, who would pick up space, who would end up on the left, the right, the center, that type of forwards now. So how we play, I don't think we play for a true center forward at all.
Yeah. Well said. I am saying we don't put enough crosses for number 9, and Nico was saying that just now. We look better with a false 9 that can play a 1-2, right? And Gregory also saying Cavani wasn't getting proper service. Marcel has the tendency to bring the ball from deep. 2 different playing styles, and that is what worked for us last season. So I kind of trying to figure out why we choose to change the style when we know, as you said, Nico, we do have the players to bring in the kind of crosses for the number 9 that will be in the box all the time, because that player is not involved in the game. And even after the game, the reporter, whoever was interviewing Ollie, he brought it up and he said Cavani struggled for service, and Ollie had to come out and say, the number 9 has to be patient, has to wait in the box, and wait for a chance. But for 90 minutes, you're playing with 10 men. That's not making sense.
Because you don't have the quality. You don't have the quality who would provide the crosses.
Exactly.
Because you can expect Pogba and Bruno to do it all the time.
Yeah. And then to remember, their crosses will come from a more inside kind of, not necessarily running down the byline and playing it across the field for the goal.
Exactly. Yeah.
Peter saying our team is based on 3 forwards, and there should be more movement, and also Cavani needs delivery in the box, and we have inverted wingers who cut inside, so Cavani can't work effectively. Yeah. And the inverted wingers, when they cut inside, is to shoot, not really to cross,
Yeah.
David saying it's like we're trying to do both, but failing. For a false 9, we need dribblers, creative forwards, and finishers. On the other hand, when we have a number 9, they don't get service like Lukaku and now with Cavani. Very, very good point.
Yeah.
Very good point. So it's like we keep fitting how they say it, square pegs in wrong holes or something like that.
Yeah.
Kevin saying no Beckham, no number 9. Yeah, sure right about that.
Yeah, no quality crossing.
Yeah. I am saying our style would suit a York and Cole type partnership.
And York still used to strive with balls in the air. As we talk about Beckham, Beckham used to bring those crosses. And York scored a lot of his goals with his head.
Yeah, yeah. The way the game has changed, you barely has those strike partnerships. Yeah, because most times they're playing well one forward, you know.
Yeah.
But I think from what I'm seeing too, Gregory, a lot of teams going back to the 4-4-2. I mean, it might be a little bit of a diversion, but in some form, they play with two forwards. Yeah. Chef saying we will always blame the forwards, just like Lukaku get red blows. Agree, David, because of lack of service. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Kevin, I find you should throw in Marcel named it too because he get red blows. You know. I just want to go back and get some comments on when we were talking about the first half. Before we move on. Right. I don't know if I pass them. Anyway, we'll get to them. We'll get to them. But at the end of the first half, Nico, we couldn't be happy, you know, with what was going on, what we were seeing. Brighton, as I said before, Brighton seems so happy giving us possession because they know we don't have nothing penetrative.
Yeah.
You know, they was happy to see ball go from side to side, and the ones that come, and then to Nico, the next thing, Rashford playing injured. Right? All a defender had to do is stay on here and step on that ankle and I guess step on that, just mash here. Football in England is a kind of real brutal game, you know.
You sound like Michael Owen there, boy.
Not, but I will do.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks very much. No, but I mean, Rashford scored a real beauty, yeah? Perfect. But I just feel for the man earlier because here what I'm saying, right? Cavani didn't reach this age playing at the top level. You understand? Playing with injury and roughing it out, you know. And I could tell you why I come to that conclusion because even at United, when Cavani not feeling fully fit, Cavani telling Oli, nah.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, he looking after his career.
Exactly.
And I want Rashford to start to look after his career because the rate Rashford going, Rashford career could finish at 27, you know.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? Because you cannot be playing with injuries like that. Rashford had to look after himself. Because look, all he had to pull off Rashford again yesterday because he got knocked on the ankle. Gregory saying Brighton was playing a Jose style. Grab a goal and sit back. Well, we know Jose.
Yeah, I know Jose right now.
Yeah. So that's a walk-in. That's a walk-in. And it didn't work for Brighton yesterday either, Peter saying we need to find our offensive identity. I could tell you something, Peter. I thought we found it last season. I was hoping we'd have continued it this season, but people wanted a pure number 9 who to break the nose to score a goal. Anyway, I'm moving on. Too much indecision in terms of team selection and what is our offensive strategy. Is it quick transition? Is it down the touchline and cross, or is it possession breakdown play? We don't know. But could it not be a combination of all, Peter? I guess I don't know. I guess you know how they call it, be dynamic, diverse in what. But I get your point. We should have an identity, a primary identity, and I get your point.
So if you look at City, only play one way.
Yeah.
Really check it. City only play one way.
Yeah. Gregory saying, Marcus had to monitor that. One bad injury, and that could be all she wrote. It's true. Yeah. It's true. I'm frightened for Marcus. Hey, Lex Springer. Good night, buddy. Thanks for joining.
Good night.
Yeah, man. Chef Sense. This was Jose Mourinho's comments after the reporter asked him as a coach who, have known to be defensively solid, defensively solid teams. What's going on at Tottenham? And he says the same coach, different players. So the man trained players and then he bust again. Well, yeah, it's entertaining when he's not manager. Peter said we need players for it. Yeah, and I think let me see what happened in the transfer window again. Gary saying it doesn't hurt to have multiple styles. Yeah. Kenton, welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining. He's saying they had Cavani running around the place and he only touched the ball 12 times in 82 minutes. Yeah. I like this one, the special none. Kenton said if Marcus go through another season doing himself his career, yeah, I Rashford have to start to look after himself. I understand, he's a man born and bred, but at the same time, the day you fall down,
Yeah.
them gonna find somebody to replace you. We're gonna see Daniel James running on the link earlier.
Yeah.
So Rashford, I don't watch yourself, man. Oh God, Nico. It had a moment in the game where, after we had just equalized, Maguire, who seems to have the favor of the gods, the penalty gods, or VAR, it looked a real suspect to me. He went in, he kind of pulled on Welbeck's shoulder, and Welbeck went down, and we didn't get the penalty. Talk to me as a referee. Tell me.
To be honest, my first, when I see it happen, you're like, you question it like, I wonder if that could be a penalty, look at a penalty. But I think that was the right decision. I didn't see much to really give a penalty now. We know Liverpool, especially, just get some easy penalties. Salah just get touched in the area and he get a penalty. But to me, still, a penalty should be a penalty now. And I don't think that was a penalty, to be honest. And another day, another referee may have given it. I think Maguire definitely have to thank his lucky stars for it. But for me personally, I didn't see anything in it. Looking at the replays to really say yes is a stone cold penalty now. You were still 50-50 in terms of giving it or not giving it. And to me, if you're at a point where you're indecisive, then you don't give it now. To me, a penalty should be 100%, than 50%.
Right, but let me ask you something, Nico, in a game situation, because what I looked at, right, is normally what VAR will do, VAR will send the referee over to the monitor, right? They didn't do that, which means that they didn't see a clear or obvious error in the decision that the referee would have made at the point in time. But if you look at it, would you are talking about in the moment, forget replay because you don't have that benefit. As a referee, would you have made that call, Nico? Because you did kind of allude to it,
We're definitely looking at it from the TV, right? It's really difficult to really make that decision because you had to really make that decision on the field. You had to get your angles correct on the field to actually see what happened. I think that only when you actually see what happened on the field with the perfect angle, because if you had the wrong angle, you could see something that is not there. So because you're looking at it on the TV and it's not that the angle that the referee would have, right? You see, if that was another referee in that game, he was. Yeah, no, but at the end of the day, it's about the angles. As long as you create an angle and you could see through the play and you see exactly what happened, you could say, all right, penalty or no penalty. And to me, looking at the replay after, to me it was a good call. Nothing about penalty.
No, right, but the points I'm making, right, the mere fact that VAR didn't tell the referee to go and check it back now means that whichever decision would have been made, VAR would have supported. So if the referee at the point in time did say penalty, then whether we think it's a soft penalty or not, VAR would have given it. Because there would have been no clear and obvious, there would have been no clear and obvious error. You see what I'm getting at? So it really came down at that point in time to what the referee saw.
Decision.
Yeah. That's dangerous enough.
No, but that's how it always was. That's how it always was.
Yeah.
And it still will be to a point. Yes, we know it have VAR now. But especially in the EPL, most of the time the VAR does support the referee. Unless it's really blatant now.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm glad that we get away with that one.
Yeah, it could go anywhere. I agree.
Yeah.
But to really make that decision, you have to be on the field, creating that angle to see through the play now. Because I can't make a decision, let me say, spot on from behind a TV screen.
Yeah. We got smile on we earlier. The referee didn't make a stupid decision and we get through. All right. Simeon saying, was Mr. Cavani that applied pressure to the defender that helped that equalizer? Yeah, I think Cavani was the one that was his body. He pressed on the defender. Yeah. Gary saying we admire his desire. Talking about Rashford here, but he has to be smart. Passion can't override common sense. Fully agreed. Passion will take him in his career. Passion will end his career early. Go ahead, Nico.
But then too, he skipped the international games. So I guess with skipping the international games, thought he would have recovered enough to play for United. So at least he still made a decision. He still made a decision. All right, that injured, let me pull out from the national team. So at least he made a decision then.
Yeah, but Nico, here I can't understand with that, right? You injured, and this is what I'm talking about. You injured, and you still get called up, and you still went. Yeah. I don't understand. These are the things I don't understand. What? Grealish was injured. Why Grealish didn't go? Sancho was injured. Why Sancho didn't go?
Yeah.
Greenwood get injured and Greenwood jump out. Greenwood did not show up for international. So I don't know whether Rashford trying to be Captain Britain. Where's your scene? Just say, hey, here we're going and I cannot make it. Yeah. I know you want to play Euros, but if you continue like this, then you will not play Euros.
Maybe the physios, the physios for England and the physios in United.
Well, that could be a good point too, That could be a good point too, Because Pogba and all had a little issues with him with the Man U physios.
Yeah.
Kenton saying Maguire is a total shank head,
Shank head?
Shank head. Yeah. Watch me. That was a close call though.
Yeah, because if that was a penalty, that mess you up,
Yeah, because we go back behind there and I don't think we'll come back from that.
No, you can come back from that.
Peter saying having multiple styles is good, but when you don't want to bring in Mata prior games to break down low blocks, it shows technically our coach too still learning for one style football. Yeah. I guess so. I am saying that would have been soft, man. Well, Beck get a little touch and was hoping for something more.
Yeah.
I see words are not given.
And I agree with that too.
That wasn't no penalty. Well, Beck was looking for contact. I say it again. And Gregory just say it here too. Bruce could blow Salah and he gained it.
Yeah.
Kenton saying, to be honest, I thought so, but out of the box, that's a foul. So it's an on-defense decision for me. Either way, I wouldn't have been upset. Yeah.
I guess you would not be upset about the decision, but you'd have been upset about the result.
Fellas, let's have a moment to talk about Here Kenton, you won't believe I had a man on my list here to talk about. Right, on my notes here to talk about. Earlier, let me talk about Bissouma.
Reem, what again I would like, right, from my defensive midfielder is some kind of attacking threat. And to me, as good as Bissouma is good defensively, I don't think he have a attacking threat in him. Right? And he is very good. He better than Fred and McTominay, yes. But to me, he do have an attacking threat now. And to me, like, even if you go back to the days of Paul Scholes and them fellas and them, you're getting an attacking threat. And we talk about Neves so much, Wolves having a horrible season. But he also has an attacking threat. He also have a good forward pass, a good shot. He has quality going forward now. So that is my only question mark on Bissouma. Otherwise, I think he's excellent. But to me, if we had let's say, downgrade or upgrade from Fred to Bissouma, I think it would be a more lateral than an upward now. Because I think we really need somebody who will assist attacking wise from the deeper positions.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I find he neat, he tidy.
Yeah, of course, yes, he is.
He's better than what we have. telling you, but I do agree with Ruben Neves. I've been talking about Ruben Neves since day one. But consider you want to play a single pivot instead of a double pivot. So where you will give you two, whether it's Pogba and Bruno, where they have a little more freedom to go forward. You know you have that one person there who solid, who not panicking on the ball, who have that kind of intelligence, who's look after the ball pretty decently, who could win back the ball, who intelligent. That's again with Bissouma. So yes, I get your point, but also looking at it in the context that we're going to be getting somebody who might be able to really give Pogba and Bruno the license to camp in the attacking third now, But good point. Neves was always somebody I like, I am saying if they had only given that penalty, the game was over. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So for a legit penalty, that game was done earlier. After some decisions I've seen in games where men tripping over themselves and getting penalty, VAR real sometimes. Yeah. Bissouma, big player. Yeah. I am saying there was a point he was controlling that middle. Ben White is a player to watch too. Well, I think we linked to Ben White. I didn't really pay much attention.
I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed with him at all. At least yesterday, I wasn't impressed with him.
Okay. Hey, Dion, thanks for joining. She's saying, good night. I'm a little late. 3 points. Business done. You don't know.
Most important.
At this point of the season, 3 points. We could talk about how bad this one was and how bad that one was, but we're still sitting 4 points clear Leicester. So, well said. Kenton saying Bissouma smelling danger all over the field, like his Sunday lunch. Yeah. Gregory saying Scholes was more of a 10 in his prime, but the man couldn't tackle. Keane was more of a complete one. I would look at NDD. Yeah, NDD is not a bad shot. Neves is multidimensional and dead ball specialist. Yeah.
That kind of quality you want. That kind of quality you want, Gregory.
Yeah.
Is Manchester United.
Yeah. Now, why does we doesn't see them kind of players by Nico? Boy, what would we be waiting on, boy? I don't understand.
I don't know, buddy. We'll wait for Liverpool to come and buy them. We'll wait for Liverpool and Chelsea and whoever else.
Oh God, boy! And Chelsea will come and snap up here, and you will come and win a title with them, and I don't understand them things. Yeah. Hey, Callum, welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining.
Hey, Callum. Good night.
It's saying Luke Shaw install a V8. The man looking. Is it that Callum finally admitting Luke Shaw quick? You see how the man going on here by Callum?
Yeah.
Horse, anybody who gets in dragged from an injured Rashford, no thank you to Ben White. Oh gosh, hey, yeah. But I just want to mention one thing about Bruno, Nicola, before we look to wrap up on thing. The World Cup qualifier where Bruno played. I can't remember who they played against, but he was playing for Portugal. And I remember I real tweet about Bruno's performance because Bruno was real simple. Bruno was really effective. And I know Bruno have the tendency, because he played for Manchester United, he carrying the weight of the responsibility in terms of creating chances or getting goals or assists. But I saw Bruno play for Portugal, who kept things ticking. He was simple. He wasn't, trying to force it. And I was telling myself, I say, if Bruno could play like that for Man United, I think we could see more happen as a unit, rather than him just trying to create something and sometimes, most times, I'm not wasting chances. And it had the first half, Bruno tried some long passes and wasted possession, where Brighton came and just take the ball and went about their business. But the second half, Nico, Bruno, I don't know if you noticed, but Bruno simplified his game, and Bruno was so much more effective. So I'm saying don't try the killer passes, and I'm not saying to do that, But if Bruno could be a little more calculated for me and simplify his game, then I think we will see a lot more happening as a unit. Because sometimes they will stretch the game and then it has spaces and gaps in between attack and midfield now. You know? Good.
I guess maybe his instructions from the coach. You know, Bruno Away tried to get it over the top to Cavani. Bruno Away tried to get it over the top. Maybe that's the game plan. The game plan that we just be asking for. That may part of the game plan. Because if you're for Portugal and you know whistle for Portugal, but if you whistle for United, that most likely come from the coaching. You know?
But when you all right, but remember all leaders always say, you know, he like his attacking players to play with that kind of freedom now.
Right.
So you know, you see it and you take it, you do it, you take initiative.
Yeah.
So then is it really instructions or is it Bruno seeing that he carrying the burden and he needs to make things happen? And he know he have quick wide forwards with Rashford, Greenwood, Cavani go work. And let me look for the space and play it over.
I think it's both. I think in training it does work. But in games it does still come off. You know?
In training you're playing ball over the top for Rashford to run against Maguire. We expect
Exactly.
I don't know. I would like Bruno to simplify the game, but mix it up. But be a little more calculated now. That is probably best. You know, Kenton saying, and the deal would cost about 70 million.
70.
Bissouma would cost between 35 to 40, and same levels for me. If anything, Bissouma have a little more. Watch man, the last time we buy a player from Leicester City, we get Robert. So I don't know if Ndidi will go for say he might go for about 100, now we go pay it. You know? So Nico, we look at a wrap up. Have anybody who you want to, you know, single out after yesterday's performance?
I think Greenwood, boy. I think definitely Greenwood didn't give up. I think that is most of the time that is where our attacking threat came from. You're seeing that his confidence is coming back. I think even the goal was well taken. And he had a chance before that ended up on the roof of the net, which was unfortunate. But definitely, as much as he got the winner, I think he was a much of a goal threat, you know, and he was always in and around the area. He was always in the game. And definitely, I think Greenwood would have stood out for me yesterday.
Yes, definitely. And I think Oliano talked about his mature performance, you know. He wasn't forcing it. His movement on the ball, you know, how old he is, 19?
Yeah, 19, yeah.
You know how he just take care of the ball, how he's look after the ball under pressure, you know, tight spaces. I really like what I've seen from Greenwood. You know, and then to come and grab the winner. I think, you know, it had a couple of weeks before where he was playing well, but he wasn't getting the goal.
You
know, and I was happy to see that he got rewarded with a goal after such a mature performance yesterday. You know, so kudos to Greenwood. Greenwood is my man of the match. You know, I am saying he won't go for so much. True. Gregory saying Cavani mentoring that boy, you could see that in the goal. I don't even think so. I think, you know, Greenwood developing for himself, you know, he had to work on, and he working on what he had to work on. Stop giving people credit for other people. That is like this whole thing with Tellez. Other telling me we call Tellez come that we call like so Sean no working on your own game or.
But yeah, what Reeves, yeah, what Let me say we get next proper right back now, and tell me when Wan-Bissaka will improve.
Here now, if we get next proper right back, Wan-Bissaka not going to turn into no better player overnight. That right back, we're going to come in and take a pick. I tell you,
don't doubt that.
Whoever we bring in at right back, taking Wan-Bissaka pick. Trust me. When we play them low block, when we play City and thing, and we got some Sterling to fit in somebody's pocket, we go bring in Wan-Bissaka for that. But when we play in team that's sitting back, Wan-Bissaka can get pocket picker right.
But I think that helps. I think it helps. Competition helps. Competition within teams helps.
It does. But I do subscribe to the fact that people making it look as though these individuals don't have a drive on their own. You know?
Yeah, but how much we be rate show? And all of a sudden show this season is, you know what I mean, I will be there.
Yeah, nah. I've been honest with you. Although don't hate me, I still don't know fan of showing. I ain't no fan of Shaw still, you know. But the man getting the numbers, I go watch more, I agree number 5, but I'm not a fan of Shaw. I still think Shaw real lacking. Real lacking. The unsaying Greenwood's development has been great. People just looking at his lack of goals, but he has developed in so many. I'm telling you, he's looking so good right now. He almost, I don't want to jump out, but he almost looking complete. You know, all he needs is a little more experience under his belt, and then we go see Greenwood growing and growing and growing all year. Because watch me, when you look at last season into this season, and you're looking at how he's developing, that everything can be Cavani all year. There's this thing here going on. Shaw see what Teller is capable of, he had to step up. Yeah, but quality in competition gives you more. And I don't doubt that. But let me not throw and ball at, these fellas only get better because it's competition. I think these fellas to play for Man United, you have to have ambition for yourself now, but you have to want to get better. Yeah, Nico, so I think that brings us to the end of the review. Guys, thanks for, the comments, thanks for everything. All your help us with the likes now. We've seen right, and we had plenty more interaction than that, so we got appreciate it. Also, we're streaming live on YouTube as well, right? So, if you had to hide and use Facebook, you can try the YouTube platform, right? We're there right now. Nico, closing thoughts.
Most important was the 3 points. Taking advantage of the slip up by Chelsea and Leicester, which we did. The next game is Granada, Thursday. I know we struggle against Spanish teams at times. I know we blew Real Sociedad away. I think this game we played in Spain, right? We'll be playing in Spain this time.
I think so.
Yeah, so I don't know if that would be a difference. Just for us to go out there and and play decent football. Let the fans feel or see. All right, cool. At least we look good today now. I think that's what we want to see. I think out of everything, yes, we glad for results, but we want to see the team play well. And we hope against Granada, we see the team play well now. We hope Cavani get a couple of goals. Greenwood continue on form. Bruno Pogba, being creative, being the quality that they are, seeing the quality that they are. I think that is what we want to see. I think if we get that, I think we'll be grateful for that Thursday.
Yeah. I really don't want us to take Granada for granted. These Spanish teams, even though, sometimes these one-off competitions, they tend to step up in there, And I know watching their league position, I know watching the last result, this is the kind of game that them fellas live for. I play against the mighty Manchester United, and sometimes you see how well drilled these Spanish teams are. No matter where in the table they lie. So I'm hoping that we don't take them for granted, one, and we really go out and we try to impose ourselves on Granada, and probably let me get it tied down in the first leg, so that we could afford to rest players because we know we have a real hard running because we have Spurs, then we still have Liverpool to play, and we need all we players fit. So if we could tie up this game come Thursday, then I don't mind seeing players like Ahmad, Daniel James, start the second leg, and that we will be playing home if again we get fit, right. And I think that's what we need to manage the team. We need to manage how we play in games now, so we can't rush and have Bruno playing 3 games in 1 week. I'm saying we need to preserve the players for the running. We need everybody fit right now. We don't lost Martial already. We don't know how long again will be out for. So I think the team should go out there with the mentality to, hey, here we're going to slaughter Granada. On paper, we get the best draw. Let it be that on paper, let it be in reality. Let me go out there and get shocked and wondering, well, what the hell by So, yes, I just hope that we could go out there, beat up Granada bad, and play a rotated squad in the reverse leg where we know we don't throw away the tie. But at the same time, we're in a comfortable place now,
Yeah.
So, Gregory's saying he's getting more complete as it passes. Yeah, he did. He start off the season slow, but he coming into his own, man. He making the question whether we need Sancho, but we got Sancho. Chef, you are the last word, buddy. He said he's working on his heading of the ball. Yeah,
Definitely saw that.
yeah. So, guys, thanks for joining. We know we are a day late with the review, but thanks for the support still, So we'll be here again on Thursday to review the UEFA Europa League against Granada, So we're hoping for the win. We're hoping for a blow away so that we can rest players in the return leg. Yeah. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.